going to grow a bunch of people's seeds right there. And I think that'll be pretty cool. Now, before I sit down over here, we got the sunrise coming up. I wanted to grab that real quick. In the dew, in the early morning, the flowers open up. Hey, Kaleidoscope. These flowers, the flowers here, they're about 6 inches in diameter. They're so big. I came out, did a lot of trimming yesterday and clipping of the dead leaves or diseased leaves on the pumpkins. And I watered it really good. Stuff's starting to green up. And it's going to get better, Kaleidoscope. I'm just waiting. But what I wanted to show you, I'm going to sit down here in a second, just go over some stuff. I just saw this morning. I have right there and right there, if you can see it. Those are my first sugar pie pumpkins, my very first ones. So while we're waiting for the sunrise, I just woke up, so excuse me for the but I just like to show people what my view is in the morning when I come out to my garden. I think that's so cool. It's about 68, 69 degrees this morning here. I just wanted to let everybody know, Wednesday, 8 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Eastern, I'm going to be on a collaboration with Misty's Pleasures of Life, with her channel, talking homesteading stuff, seed swapping, planting, growing, harvesting, gardening, all sorts of stuff. Thank you, Kaleidoscope. So I hope you'll be here for that. I've put in a community post, and I've actually created the live stream page. If you want to do some kind of a collaboration about growing or raising chickens or goats or farming in general, homesteading, etc., I am in Oklahoma, in southern Oklahoma, Kaleidoscope, United States. Feel free to email me. I'll put that in the description and the comments below. And if you want to do seed swapping, hey Missy, how you doing? If you want to swap some seeds, my P.O. box will be in there also. I am dropping everything this morning. I'll have my address in there, and you can send me seeds if you want. I'll reciprocate. I've been inundated with seeds. I got some more yesterday. I never even knew. I've gotten 2 packages now, not packages, but envelopes with more seeds, multiple seeds. So I have, oh, that's nice. Hey, Chef Zed. Your, Chef, your playlist I ran all night just actually shut off a few minutes ago when I got up. Anyways, so I'll put I have people I didn't even know were sending me seeds. I just said, if you want to send me seeds, go ahead. They did. They sent me seeds. So I have one lady sent me probably 4, hey teacher. One lady sent me 4 things of seeds yesterday. I think one I've never even heard of. It's a bean of some sort, but I'm excited about that. So if you go back to the beginning of this video later, right at the beginning, I showed where I'm doing my 10 by 10 section next year to grow seeds that people sent me. So I'll just keep my regular garden here for everything. And then I'll have a 10 by 10 section plus planter boxes all around my property for people's seeds that they send me. And I started one of the placards. The first seeds I received were from Shannon, from the Us and Our bunch. So I'm gonna do her placard first. Hers is gonna be from cedar. It's gonna be, I'll make a shape out of it, and then I'll wood burn her name in, and then I'll clear coat it. And then that will be placed on a post when I plant her stuff next year. But yeah, I still get, I go over to my post office box every couple days and I have seeds in there. So I'm going to try to plant some of the stuff over the winter and get them as seedlings, and then they're ready to go in the spring, because I'll prepare that extra garden, that little 10 by 10 section for my subscribers' garden. I'll call it something, and I'll make a sign for the garden, and then I can video that each week in the planter boxes. I'll do maybe a 5-minute video just detailing who sent what, show the placards, show the plants how they're growing, show the 10 by 10 garden, and then I can take it right from growing all the way through to harvest. And then people, you know, they can download that if they're one of the subscribers. Oh, thank you, Savory. And then those people, I can send them the link, or they can copy the link or whatever themselves. And then they have that for their library, for their file library, for their kids and grandkids, to say that they sent stuff from all over the United States, and some old, decrepit, goofy guy in Oklahoma planted it for them. I want to thank everybody for supporting my cooking videos. They're doing really well. I am not a chef. I just throw stuff together. But this week I'm doing a farm-to-table potatoes au gratin that I make myself. My mom never really used a lot of recipe cards. Thank you, Chef Zed. I got mosquitoes around me. And I'm going to do potatoes au gratin. And my mom had a recipe, but she used her head. I used to ask her, can I get that recipe? And she'd be like, yeah, you throw rice in here, you take about this much milk, you take about this much flour and this much sugar, and you mix it together and blah, blah, blah. But that's how they did it, you know. If you know, she grew up on a farm, so, you know, they used what they had on hand. If they only had a little bit, they stretched it, they made do with it. So that's a lot of times they didn't have all these fancy recipes. They just went by taste. But still, everybody knows your grandmother and mom were the best cooks. Everybody's mom, to them, and their grandmother are the best cooks. And it's true. You all saw that one. I can't believe I just said y'all. I've tried to avoid the southern stuff for 18 years now, and I finally been saying y'all lately. But anyways, if y'all saw my short with the chicken broth, chicken stock I made the other day, I've got 12 cups. Yeah, sometimes you just got to watch and do it yourself. That's correct. So that's what I did. I remember how it tasted. I remember how she basically did it, and then I've just kind of recreated it for myself. So it's, you know, it's a really basic recipe. But like I said, I'm going to prepare the rest of my potatoes this week. I'm going to peel some, boil them, mash them. Then I'm going to chop the rest up in home fried potato size, parboil them, and freeze them. And then I'll have potatoes whenever I want. And then I have 20 to 25 more plants, potatoes, growing. And if I get them out here, I'll put some in bags out here in containers. Some are in the garden. If they all come to harvest, an actual natural harvest, if I don't get a frost before then, which I'm pushing it, I know I'm pushing it, but that's what I wanted to do because I'm testing it. If they all come through and they give me 1.5 to 2 pounds, I'll end up with anywhere from probably 30 to 50 pounds of potatoes, plus what I have in the freezer. So I can go into the winter knowing I can carry myself all winter. Yeah, grandmas are the best. My grandmother, I never knew my dad's, I never knew my dad's. Pardon me, people. You got to see this. This is what I've been coming out here for. This is what I've been waiting for. Let me get the bench. That's what I'm looking for right there. There. I would rather look at a sunrise than my mug any day. That is stunning. Wait till that starts to come up above the horizon more. Look at that. So if you saw, so that's my idea for my potatoes this week. Hopefully you saw my community post yesterday, and I have a short video coming out and a very long form video coming out on the topic. But I picked 60 pounds out of those 5 pumpkins. Oh, South Georgia, that's cool. I've been through Georgia many times. I harvested 60 pounds of pumpkin yesterday. Yeah, Missy, it is. It's, if I didn't have a sunrise every day with coffee to sit out here and just watch this, it's coming up good. That's nice. That's better than I expected. It was supposed to be really super cloudy, so I wasn't sure this was even going to come off, but that's perfect. So I'm going to process that pumpkin, and this time what I'm doing is, I've been thinking about processing, how I'm going to process it. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to cut it, gut the pumpkin with all the seeds, keep the seeds, most of them, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them up in chunks and vacuum seal a bunch of the pumpkin as much as I can in that form. Part of homesteading I'm learning is the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. So if I just harvest and vacuum seal the raw pumpkin, if I want roast pumpkin, I can just pull it out, make roast pumpkin. That's right, Chef said, that's right. And then what I can do is, if I want to make puree, at that point I can make my puree, or I can roast it, or I can whatever I want to do with it. One thing I am going to try, I have one of those slicer things. Instead of sweet potato fries, I'm going to try pumpkin fries, and I'm going to deep fry them in some oil. So let me know what you guys think about that. I'm going to try some this week, and then if it works, I'm going to do a short video on it, because I love French fries and I love sweet potato fries. So I'd be interested to see, I could do it a couple ways. I could make a savory or a sweet and savory. So I could use just a salt and pepper on the fry, like you would at a regular restaurant. Or I can mix just a touch of sugar with the salt and make a sweet, savory pumpkin French fry. So let me know what you think about that, because if that works, that would be awesome. But I should have, if you watched yesterday's, I did a quick update on all the pumpkins. I found more yesterday while I was digging and cleaning up the garden. So I think I have about 25 pumpkins at all various sizes in there. And that's not including the sugar pie pumpkins I just found. And here we are mid-September, and I'm collecting cucumbers. And I should be hopefully seeing some action on my muskmelons, and my zucchini plants seem to be doing well, my black beauties that Misty told me about. Look at that. So I'm gonna get a shot this week of inside my freezer. My freezer's filling up pretty good. My new little freezer I got. There's gonna be some meat sales this week. So I'm gonna go get probably 30 or 40 pounds of meat. It's gonna be a pricier week because I'm buying all of the meat, but it will save me in the long run, because that meat and what I have in the freezer now, that will keep me probably from now till January, February. So I'll have meats in the freezers. I'll have fresh vegetables in the freezers. I have that emergency box of frozen stuff, which I'm adding to weekly. And I just picked up a bunch of waters yesterday, and I'll keep 1 or 2 of those in storage. And I always have one of those bottled water things in the fridge for drinking. And that way, if we lose power, which we lose power every year, and we get an ice storm down here, it seems like every year. So I just want to be prepared. Sometimes it's out for a day or two, and that way I have enough. But right now I'm probably got enough food in storage and everything for probably 3 to 4 months. And like I said, next year, I plan on, I was thinking about it again yesterday. I want to get 200 pints of green beans put up. I want to get 200 pounds of potatoes stored, and I would like to get probably 50 to 100 pounds of pumpkins stored. And plus, that's not including, dehydrating, freeze drying. Hey, Natty, how you doing? So I'm really pushing hard to be pretty much, right now I could survive if I had to 3 months, 4 months with just what I have at the house. And I could even go further if I rationed it out. And then once I start harvesting in the spring and summer, I'm trying to get next year to where I have a year always in stock of my own food. I'm excited about that because then I can control what I eat, my health. Here comes the sun. There it is. Look at that. Gotta love the sunrises. I'm gonna be planting my calypso beans in a couple days that I got from Hearth and Home. I'm gonna plant just 3 of them as a trial, see what they do for me. I wanna see what the plants look like. Excuse me. I've just found another pumpkin as I'm looking over here. I didn't even see that one yesterday, but I have another pumpkin to my right. Look at that. Not sure if you're picking it up, but you got the birds. You probably don't hear the bees, but I got bees. I got big bumblebees all around pollinating those flowers. And I got my coffee. And this is what I like to do in the morning before the day gets started. I remember I'm from the generation where, you drove an old beat up car. Your job helped you to survive only. You weren't really making a lot of money until you got, some years of experience and some schooling. But you were just surviving, living in the country, growing your own food. And then we get into this age of technology where things are shared immediately. You got people videotaping every single thing all the time, 24/7. And you wonder why sometimes people don't just sit down, grab a bench, and watch a sunrise and listen to birds. My buddies are over there, way over there in the distance, my deer buddies. They walk around my house all the time. They'll come up to my window and look in the house. But to sit down and just watch a sunrise, drink some coffee, and just listen and watch. I'm just gonna let this down a little bit so now I can see better. Okay, that is glaring. There, now I can actually read again here. Yes, I'm from Oklahoma and I can read. Yes, Okie can read. It does, Missy, it does. Oh, I meant to tell everybody, I'm still doing everybody's playlists during the week when I'm home, the days I'm home. I have 3 televisions that I can run playlists on. So Missy and Zed and Teacher Kelly, D Reviews, Misty's Spongy, all the people that follow me, not Mother Teresa, Grandmother Teresa, Grandma Teresa. I just continue to run playlists. So again, in the bottom here, in the comments later, if you are new or you haven't seen me run your playlist or seen any time movement on your watch hours, put a comment below that you would like me to play your playlists. I will gladly do it. Oh, thank you, Missy. I'm so glad. I am too. Everybody, thank you. A lot of people have told me they're running mine reciprocally, and I appreciate it. They're going in and watching my playlists. I have that big one. That's the one I would like people to really, if you have never watched my videos, just to click on that and let it run. That is called Watch Please. I know, that's a pretty pathetic name, but that's all I could come up with. You know, I can remember songs from the 60s and 70s, word for word. I can watch movies once and I can remember funny lines and repeat them because I get in trouble for that around the house all the time. But, you know, it's just funny the things you can't remember, you know. You can remember all that stuff that's unimportant, but when you need to remember a birthday or an anniversary, nope, that just slips my mind. So I'm not very industrious when it comes to naming videos, so, or playlists. So I have some other skills, but naming playlists is not one of them. But I appreciate everybody watching them. But yeah, the Watch Please has like 60 some videos, and I just keep adding to that one. But I also add each one of those to a second playlist depending on its genre. So if it's a farm to table, I put it in its own farm to table also. Because some people come along, they only want to watch cooking, so they can go to that one. They don't have to watch the big playlist. They can just click on my cooking channel. If they want to watch something about garden glow-ups, they can just click on that one. It's going to be in both playlists, but I do the big one just so people can run that for me if they would. I would really appreciate it. And I just wanted to let everybody know tonight, email you pumpkin leaves. If I could, I would. I don't think they'd keep though, I don't know. And I don't know how that would work going over borders. I'm pretty sure a leafy substance probably would not make it out of customs. But I did want to tell everybody, tonight I babysit my grandson. So tonight, from about 6 o'clock till probably 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, Monday morning, I have 2 TVs over there with a different IP address. And then I can sign on my son's account and I continue to run people's playlists. So if you're here and you want me to do that tonight for you, please put a comment in there. And that's how I do it. That's why once a week I go over there and I use his channel, and I can watch people's videos from his channel, and then you still get more hours. It's me watching it, but so yeah, if you can comment below, just put playlist. That's all I need to see. If you want to do a collaboration, put a collab. If you want to send me seeds, check out my description or the comment. You'll see my P.O. box and or my email address. I'm getting seeds, so many seeds. I'm really super excited because I like growing. And next year is going to be the year where I really try to set up for food storage for myself for a year's worth at a time. And then have fun. I'm going to have a lot of fun. Okay, Missy. Missy, I run yours all the time. You and Natty and Chef Zed, Dee's Reviews. I've run Paula's. I run all the super followers that I have that subscribe to me, that we interact all the time. V, Without Borders, I run hers all the time. So I'll continue to run everybody here because you're on a list. I keep you guys on a separate list. That doesn't sound right, does it? You guys are on a list. No, that's the good list. That's the list where I have my main subscribers, and those are the ones I just keep running. And then if I pick up a new subscriber and they want to run a playlist, I have a secondary list, and then I fit them in also. But I only have good lists, people. I only have good lists. I have grocery lists and playlist run lists. That's what I have. Those are my lists. But sunrise is still looking nice. But yeah, so like I said, I'll have 2 TVs tonight on a different IP address, and then I hook my phone to his IP address. And so I have 3 available units. If I have the iPad with me, which I don't always, because we share the iPad in my household, But if my wife's not using it, I can take that with me, and I can have 4, I can have 4 units and a secondary IP address. So, and it does help. It really does. You'll see your numbers jump, and it's just nice helping other people to grow. Because I know some people, I know Grandma Teresa. She was really super close to getting her monetization, and then I know I did. She was at like 900 and something. I ran her playlists, and I know a few other people said they were going to run her playlists, and then she did jump over the 1,000. So that's what I like to do, because, you know, in a world that's take, I'd rather give. I have what I need. You know, I'm pushing 60. I'm almost just about 60, and I have everything that I need in the world. You know, through the years we've purchased stuff. I don't need stuff. So we try to help our family, our kids, and our grandkids, and just do stuff with them, for them. And I think it's more fun doing that and sharing seeds with people and things like that. I think that's just, to me, that's much more fun. I tell them every year not to get me anything on Father's Day or my birthday, to spend it on their children. I'd rather them do that. So a lot of times they listen, but then every once in a while, get away from me. That's a huge bumblebee, almost carried me away. Now they've been getting these printed shirts. So now I got my Sasquatch shirt, my blue printed shirt. I got the Hawaiian style shirt, and I'm sure I have more to come, because that's now the inside joke, I guess, that my grandson, so my kids, I tell them not to get me any Christmas gifts or Father's Day gifts or anything like that. So last Christmas, I got a gift. They gave me a gift at Christmas time when we were exchanging. And I said, I told you guys not to get me any gifts. They're like, well, read the tag. So they said it was from my grandson. They said, so tell your grandson he can't give you a gift. I'm like, you guys, man, they find loopholes, I'll tell you. You raise your kids to try to be smart and, and resourceful, and it worked. Dang it. Just trying to get out of bed. Believe me, I know that feeling. I struggled this morning, but then I had my coffee. And for the coffee drinkers out there, it's probably the same for tea drinkers, but I think the first coffee in the morning is the best. Your very first cup of coffee hits right in the morning. I have my little homemade pour-over device. You got to get one, Daddy. Get one in you. And man, when you boil the water and you pour it over the coffee, and then I have the air duct system for central AC and central heat, and it's near that. So when it pulls in the cold air return to push it throughout the house, within a minute, the house smells like fresh brewed coffee. And that to me is just, I love that. You walk in from outside, you smell either fresh baked bread or coffee or roast beef or something that you got in the crock pot, and man, your house just pops. You want a coffee? Yeah. It's getting up there. And it's funny because when I came out this morning, it was 68, 69 degrees. And just the sun being that high on the horizon is, it's already warming up. It's about 72, 73. It's going to get mid-90s again today. So this phone will shut down. When I get into the 90s, it shuts down about 15 minutes into filming, I found out. But, oh yeah, so I meant to tell you, I have my one potato plant I'm growing in a bag inside, a baby red. And it's about 4 or 5 inches high on the sprout now. So I'm just going to add a little bit of dirt and sawdust to the top to cover it, and then I'm just going to let it go the rest of the year. But right now it's outside. I'm going to let it go outside the rest of the year because I've noticed I have all the proper grow lights. I have the full spectrums with the multicolors. I have the really super bright ones that you get that are supposed to be so good. And I use those things religiously on the plants. Everything else grows fine, but the potatoes do not push out that well. So I get smaller potatoes and only a few. It's kind of odd, but they say it's just like the sun, But I'll tell you what, I don't get the yield out of a potato bag. I get some, which is fine, because, you know, I grow them in the winter inside. So any potatoes inside that are fresh are good. But I've noticed, so now once I get to the spot where I'm going to do about 10 more in bags, and I'm going to let them start out here. I talk to anything, Natty. I'll talk to people. I'll talk to the wall. I'll talk to myself. I'll talk to plants. I have music on all the time. Maybe it's the fact that maybe they don't like Elvis Presley. I don't know. I play Elvis a lot because I have a couple old Elvis records that are my favorites, and they get played quite often. So maybe they don't like Elvis. I think it's pretty low of the plants to not like Elvis, but maybe I had to try something new like a hip hop or rap or something. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, we have that in common. That's right. And then, so I'm going to put more in bags, the potatoes, and I'm going to put them out here first. Mozart, yep. And now that I have the one plant started in the bag, I'm going to let it get the sun, the natural sun, every day for the next month. And see how that makes them grow. And then I'm going to start the other 10 bags out here and get them started in the full sun and the nice weather. And then as it gets colder, I'll move those bags inside and finish them under the lights. And that's going to be my next test, because I'm testing different ways for bags, because I want to maximize my yield, because I want to be able to grow potatoes fresh through the winter. So I'm trying to figure out how to come up with an idea how to do that. So if I can start them out here in September and October, get them set really well, then move them in for the cold weather, I hope by December I could be pulling up some really nice potatoes. We'll see. But we'll keep an eye on that. Well, believe it or not, I have to, you live stream, you threaten your plants. That's nice. That's awesome. It does. I mean, the sun is the sun. The sun is what grows things. You know, grow lights are good. I mean, like I said, I've grown some smaller plants and flowers with the grow lights, and they do really well. They help sprout. I put the heat right over the top of the potatoes when I'm chitting them and sprouting them. When I wet them down and cover them with a dark sheet, and it keeps the, you know, a moisture or humidity that the potato likes, a little bit of humidity, and then they sprout really well. And I've had luck with that kind of stuff, but just not potatoes. I mean, I get potatoes, it's just not the yield I want. They're you know, they're smaller and less. So I'm still getting a yield. It's just the sun is natural. You know, that's what the plants grow with, is nature. So nature knows. That's why I do, when I compost, I just throw some dirt, throw some more in, throw some dirt, just like in a forest where it gets layered every year with leaves, then nothing but rain and water, and then it turns into soil. Then more leaves fall, so on and so forth. But, and then it rots and decomposes. That's how I do mine. That's how I like to do it. But anyways, everybody, I just want to thank you guys for being here this morning, for supporting my channel. That's the sunrise. I have to go get ready because my grandson's going to be here at 9 o'clock. We're going to watch him this morning so my son can go get some golf in and catch a break. And then tonight, when I go over there, I'll be running everybody's playlist again. So everybody just let me know sometimes, just every once in a while in a comment, if you comment on one of my videos, just let me know if you've seen movement on your watch hours, just so I know I'm not doing something wrong or wasting my time. If I need to figure something else out, just let me know if your hours are growing. I would appreciate it. So thanks again, everybody. This will be public here in a few minutes. I'll release it to public right away, and you guys all have a great day. It's Sunday. Enjoy it and get ready for the week. Take care, everybody.